According to the results of a questionnaire survey released by the Samantha Wedding magazine, statistics show that the wedding industry generates approximately 100 billion Kenya shillings annually for the economy. And if that's shocking, then you'll drop your jaw to know that the average wedding costing between 1 and 2 million is now rated as low end.
On a minimum, a luxurious wedding on a minimum, the whole wedding would probably cost about 8 million on the minimum side. It's 8 million going up. Anything beyond that nowadays becomes normal wedding. Anything between 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, that becomes a normal wedding. 8 million and above, you're talking about a luxurious wedding. Brides spend as much as 20, 30 million.
So why do people so clearly prefer big weddings, even with the price tag? For a lot of people, it's a matter of priorities. They have thought things through, and the idea of a lavish party still carries the day.
People who matter, that is my family, my friends, I want them just to be around me. We have a nice time, have a drink, dance, sing, eat, and be merry.
That goes with it. Fun times with friends and family, a great party with book-worth memories is worth the last penny.
People want to call it a big party. I went for, my wedding was a big party of close family and friends.
The experience of the perfect wedding is worth more than the alternatives of where they can spend that money. 8 million Kenya shillings. That's the amount our couple today is spending on their wedding. The number may be hard to wrap your head around if you're used to thinking money in terms of budgeting and saving.
What is money all about? This is a time that I'm going to spend my money when I'm alive and well. When I'm gone, they will be left spending it.
While some of you have a hard time understanding the 6 figures going down on a single event, many people have just as hard a time understanding how others could spend so little. Today in our show, we take a sneak peek into the multiple million shilling affair that has become the fairy tale wedding. We walk with one bride who is determined to have it all while she still can, as in the case of Vunja Mifupa versus Inside Luxury Weddings. Throughout her catering career, Sarah Hillman has been voted the best 3 years in a row. All this while catering for the biggest festival in the UK, the Glastonbury Festival.
I was doing East African cuisine, which is something that I enjoy cooking, I love cooking. And even my kitchen, I don't think most of those celebrities can beat my kitchen because I love my kitchen.
But perhaps her second introduction dwarfs the first. Sarah was the first black to hold the Somerset County Councillor in the year 2005.
I was there for about 3 years. But I only stepped down because I had my little one and I thought I couldn't cope with trying to, juggle the politics.
Sarah left Kenya in 1996, just after her divorce from her first marriage, but as she says, she was optimistic and open to a second chance. She met her second husband, Gerald Hillman, while in the UK.
One, most very important, he loves me very much. He's actually taken all my children, officially adopted them, so they're all Hillmans. There are 4, then I've got 1 with him. And he loves me and respects me. And I think all women would love to be just respected,
They wedded in a beautiful, close, family-only ceremony, and after years of marriage, the couple is coming back home to celebrate the blessings of their marriage.
It's a mixture of 2 things, because it's a big birthday party, which, as we say, age is but a number. So I shall keep that for you guys to fill in the gaps yourselves.
She'll thus join the 2 parties and celebrate the twofold event with all who are not invited to her first wedding.
I thought it would be a good idea for us to have this big day for myself here in Kenya, where I can be with my family and friends, just the people who are really close to me.
She'll thus join the 2 parties and celebrate the twofold event with all who are not invited to her first wedding. She remembers her turn of the millennium wedding as a cool, beautiful, and laid-back affair. But after losing her sister, Sarah has adopted a new mantra to life akin to making hay while the sun is high.
That woman died with millions in her account. And I'm thinking, what is money all about? This is a time that I'm going to spend my money when I'm alive and well.
And so, how many millions is she willing to throw into the twofold celebration?
The whole wedding would probably cost about 8 million.
That only covers the day, with almost a matching figure in miscellaneous costs. She has flown in all her family members, and all her friends, from childhood to teenage and adulthood, will grace the occasion.
When I'm gone, they will be left spending it. So as long as I'm alive and well, people who matter, that is my family, my friends, I want them just to be around me. We have a nice time, have a drink, dance, sing, eat, and be merry.
And with no regrets at all, as the famous Swahili saying goes, it's literally vunja mifupa kama bado meno iko.
I've said sod it, as the Muzungus would say, sod it. Spend the money, and then after that, I can say I've had a nice time. Who knows? I might get to another age which I'd like to celebrate, and I might be in a wheelchair. I might not be there. Yeah, I might not be a happy person to celebrate it.
Loosely translated to have the fun while you still can. And for that, she's going for the cream of the entertainment industry. The legend MC Big Ted, the pioneer of disc jockey DJ Pinye, the likes of Daddy Owen and Jaguar, Nameless, Sauti Soul, The Mushrooms Band, and the epic Sarakasi dance troupe.
This is my memory. This is what I want to live with. I don't want to live thinking, oh, yeah, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. Those wishes, yeah, would be doing anything if wishes could come just alive.
Sarah Hillman has recruited Sameera of Sana Events to plan her wedding cum birthday party.
It was planned in a week. We had the function in Athi River. I had just come from Juba. I arrived on Monday. I met Sarah on Tuesday.
Sameera specializes in high-end weddings, and as she says, the fastest telltale on the wedding budget is the setup.
Talking about full table setup for a 5-course meal. We have the underliners, we have the full crockery setup, we have a sit-down dinner. We're not talking about a buffet kind of setup. That's for me one of the main distinctions between a luxury wedding or a classy wedding from the normal wedding. How the setup is all done.
She has carved a niche as a bespoke wedding planner. According to her, that one special day is raking in millions into the industry.
On a minimum, a luxurious wedding on a minimum, the whole wedding would probably cost about 8 million on the minimum side. It's 8 million going up. Anything beyond that nowadays becomes normal wedding. Anything between 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, that becomes a normal wedding. 8 million and above, you're talking about a luxurious wedding. Brides spend as much as 20, 30 million.
So what is mincing the millions?
It's tastefully, like how you would design a house, tastefully furnished. So it's tastefully designed. If you look at the menu, it's custom. It's 3-course, 4-course, 5-course meals. We look at the decor. We are talking about, really export quality flowers. We're talking about expensive chairs. We are getting to the point of brides want the ghost chairs. They're quite pricey.
While the average wedding can land somewhere between 800,000 and 2 million shillings, there are some brides who are lucky enough to have a little more wiggle room.
You need to sit down and do your logistics very well. They know what they want. They don't, most of the luxurious brides that we deal with don't want a lot of back and forth. We sit, we agree, and we move on to the next thing.
The ghost chairs are the latest craze in wedding trends. They add a feel of mystery and class to any theme.
It was all draping and lights and red carpet and nice flower arrangements and amazing 3-course meals. So it was when you say luxurious, it's all the way from decor to performer. When you have people performing to the kind of food you serve your guests.
There is an air of sophistication that begs to be noticed and will be, depending on your couple personality. Luxury may just be your style. If so, then by all means, break the bank for a truly breathtaking affair. If you're looking to add a little flair to your affair, do not for a moment stop at the limousine park. That is no longer considered luxurious. There are better ways to invest your money for the biggest return.
We have a classy wedding. The vintage cars are classy. Vintage is class. You cannot go wrong with that. Those are the classy kind of transportation we're talking about, but not a limousine. Bride can arrive in a chopper. Horse carriage is still classy because not many people are doing it.
While Sarah Hillman is enlisted, and before anything else, the planner is to make sure the bride's chopper lift is secured.
At some point, I shall be in my chopper.
Sarah knew what she wanted. It was very easy to run the show because she knew what she wanted and the money was there.
And no, she won't be running any errands or taking photos.
So after this bit in my wedding, my long ceremonies, I think I'm going to come back and change. Then I shall come back in a chopper. Then I shall land, and then after that, just feel the queen of the day. Just see the world from above.
It's her special treat. Not even the groom is allowed to hop in. It will literally be her chopper.
It's me. It's all about me. It's my day.
Second on the list is to ensure all the top-notch artists signed up have their copies of the contract.
Make sure that all the artists are there, signed contracts, paid deposits, all the service providers. So ideally that was done within 3 days.
A schedule, she says, is the most challenging with many high-end weddings.
We are always doing these weddings within a very short time frame because of their backgrounds, where they come from, the sensitivity of their names and their families. So we cannot plan that wedding for 6 months or 9 months.
Apart from the mode of transport, the decor is not limited to over-the-top centerpieces, aisle baskets, and bouquets. Some florists can create your own indoor garden, one vine at a time. And sometimes Sameera has to consult the expertise of an interior designer.
Sometimes we have had to outsource the services of an interior decorator or designer to help with the outlook, how this panel will match with the colors, the draping. And so sometimes with the luxury weddings, we have to outsource the services of our interior decorator.
Still, no one wants to spend loads of money only to get a copy-paste of the last event. The team must come up with a new script for every different wedding.
Brides look at albums to see the quality of your work. They don't look at albums to get ideas. What is in the album is the previous bride's dream wedding. So we have no business copying. They bring you ideas, and it's my duty as their wedding planner to implement and to make it happen. Little things like you can have your napkins, you can have your friends bring in napkins for you from abroad. You can buy them nowadays. You have very nice looking paper napkins, not the normal white ones. You have them in all colors. You can have them imprinted with your names and your wedding date.
And lastly, the fashion bits must be tailored to suit the grandeur of the occasion.
We're talking Verawang in terms of fashion. We're talking about Maggie Sotero and all those people. So brides are traveling to bring their own gowns.
Back to Sarah's party. Her setup will involve a lot of both functional and decorative lighting. She has a full 3-course menu, and the setup will be in a marquee somewhere bordering the Nairobi National Park.
So I brought the whole party this side.
Every wedding has its own unique element.
This is the time when you want to do something, do it. Don't keep saying, yeah, in the next 5 years, this is my plan. I'm going to travel to Italy because I really love Italy. No, do it when you can.
I've ever met somebody so beautiful inside out as Sarah. It was very easy to work with her because she knew what she wanted. She had her invitations ordered from abroad. They were shipped in, so she knew what she wanted.
It's the morning of Sarah and Hillman's wedding.
she's renewing her vows. She's starting renewing her vows, and then we'll get the reception will be her birthday celebration.
After the blessing of her marriage vows in the afternoon, the rest of the afternoon and night will be a happy get-together party.
She wants her guests to come in and have fun, just come and eat nice food and good entertainment. So we have entertainers lined up, and basically just some simple but classy function. That's what she wants to give her guests.
Inside the main marquee that will hold the reception, suppliers are up on their feet. The whole area will be under a red carpet and decorative lighting running along the heights of the tent to form a cone-shaped high ceiling. The vibrant fairy lights hanging from the ceiling and snaking up the walls have successfully transformed the ballroom from a blank slate into a movie kind of set, while the precise accent lighting intertwined in the Roman pillars send soaring shoots and rays illuminating beautifully on the drapery, adding to a glowing ethereal element of prestige. The high table is set under the 4 white Roman pillars, decorated in fairy lights and crystals hanging all over the structure. To complete the royal feel, each table is draped in crisp white linen with wine glasses and cutlery set for a feast thereafter. Each table is set to serve 10 guests on white chiavari chairs.
It's not exactly a themed function, so just putting aspects here and there together to bring out a nice function. Because as I say, she's not a new bride, so it's just something nice but yet simple.
Sarah still wants a repeat of her first wedding colors, white and gold. The major difference this time is the attendance and the location.
It's the ranch all over, so we just decided to have it here.
And to keep the party on its toes, the who's who in the entertainment industry is invited.
We have Nameless performing, we have Jaguar, we have Daddy Owen, we have Sauti Soul, and Sarakasi dancers.
A few meters away is the barbecue, and the rest of the catering team getting busy with the day's menu. All food will be prepared and cooked on site. Despite the heavy traffic that has seen a number of activities delayed, Big Ted is here, ready to take away the party. The restaurant setup will host 600 all card-invited guests. On the other side, the ceremony tent is almost ready, with various flowers fit for export quality waving gaily to welcome the bride and golden chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. Again, it's a red carpet affair. Guests will occupy white foldable chairs, each decorated with gold corsages on the arms. Back in the house just a few meters away, the bride and her party are getting ready. Most of her guests from the UK have been hosted for the last few days in the camping and safari tents pitched in the compound. This is where the second-time bride grew up. As she says, the house holds sentimental memories. Ahead of the afternoon function, she's enjoying a massage while the hair designers roll her hair into shape. She's also helping by fixing on her bling.
Looking very sharp, Mr. Matthew Taylor. Absolutely sharp.
Her planner comes in to make sure the bride has all details running before she can leave the house for the ceremony. Finally, the end result. A high-raised beehive fastened with silver bridal beans, leaving just a few strands running down her face for that girly look. Other elements must fall into place as well.
Avoid going to move the setting. The way the setting is, I don't want it to be moved around.
The groom is already out and running a little impatient. Meanwhile, her maids are getting ready too. And after a short while, they all come out looking elegant in the snow-white off-shoulder bridal dresses spiced in with a tinge of gold. The bride has opted for an Indian-themed white and gold embroidered dress with a tail wrapped around her waist. She designed her dress together with her sister. Being a second-time bride, she's not that attached. Instead of the usual tradition of the in-laws picking the bride, The couple is met at the gate by the Sarakasi dancers. All this effort, but the bride is not amused at all.
They're so damn useless. Okay, then they whatever properly, and I want African stuff, or just to clear the way we walk. These ones here. Is there? Stuck it on the Kizungu, I just want African whatever.
One more thing needs alteration as well. The party seems to have taken the wrong path to the ceremony tent.
You're supposed to go through the archway.
The whole party will have to walk through the reception marquee and find a way of accessing the ceremony tent at the other end. Luckily, the dancers have gained the time to compose their act.
Pia shangwe na vigelegele vinahusika sana katika yetu.
The couple walks straight onto the altar and the proceedings take center stage.
Elizabeth, please bring the box.
Time. That is his nature. He deserves the high five and the high 10. Well, I understand we have to take the shortest time possible. So I'm requesting Charles, Jayash, and Sarah, please just stand here. Very brief. We will not follow perhaps everything we intended to, but we want to lead Sarah and Giles in reaffirming their marriage vows at this particular time. Here to join Giles and Sarah in rejoicing and giving thanks to God for the time they have lived as husband and a wife, and to ask for His blessings upon them and their children.
There is not to be a sermon for the ceremony, just the renewal of their vows. Meanwhile, outside the tent, the bride's chopper can be heard flying low, looking to land.
You can remove them for a while. Yes.
Careful now.
Yeah. They are farming. That's right. Let's put them here, please. A minute. I'm going to put them in the Bible so that we can pray for them. Now you.
For the second time, Sarah and Giles slip in the wedding bands on each other.
Oh, Sarah. That's right. Yes. You face each other. Hold our hand here. Yes.
Prepare something to say, Giles.
No. Won't go on. Sorry. There we go. Right.
Okay. Let them extend. Okay. Now.
Take them.
I request the children may draw near as they put. That's the done. The kids, please draw near here. We want to pray. Come. Most merciful and gracious God, sanctify and bless these your servants, Giles and Sarah, and pour out the riches of your grace upon them, that living faithfully together they may please you, and they live in happy union with each other to their lives' end, through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen. The benediction of the family brings event 1 to an end, and the MC is back in his position. Sarah finally lets loose her wedding dress, and behind her flows a train of white-tail decorated in gold. The guests mingle over cocktails and take photos before the Queen of the Day hops into the waiting chopper and flies high up for an aerial view of her wedding. She seems to have softened her earlier stance, and so the groom is invited in. The sun has gone low in the horizons, and now it's time for Sarah's birthday party, kicking off with the traditional welcome. In place of her wedding cake, she's going to cut her birthday cake. And the renowned Them Mushrooms band keeps the guests turned revelers on their toes with tunes and rhythms ranging from traditional Swahili wedding songs to Western delights. Meanwhile, the catering opens up their service, filling the air with delicious aroma as the bride grabs the moments to catch up with longtime friends. And later, the maids sway away before the bride cuts her wedding and birthday cake.
And there are some younger people here from the UK as well. Where's Emma? Emily? Emily? Stephanie? They're at the airport. Morton's certainly here. And Lee.
So good!
act on stage is the couple's twin sons going by the stage name Twin Thing.
Okay, listen. Yo, we get trapped off the ground, home run, that's more fun to do it with easy tracks. Hold up, you shut out, give me one track, I'm like a house of no glass.
Next on stage, Jaguar of the Kigeugeu fame takes the guests to yet another level of the evening party. And later on, Daddy Owen drives the guests wild with his endless list of chart toppers. Outside the marquee, darkness is taking over, yet other big names still stand on the entertainers list. The guests must reserve some energy for both Nameless and Saudi Soul later in the night. But as we leave, Sarah and Giles make one happy couple. They've renewed their lifetime vows to each other, and Sarah has had her birthday just as she'd wanted, with all her friends and family. The event holds just the memories she has always wished, and to cap it all, she has spent her money well and able to celebrate life. So now, back to the nostalgic tunes of Samba Mapangala's Vunja Mifupa Kama Bado Meno Ipo. That seems to be the new anthem. Celebrate life while you still can. At the end of the day, it's a matter of personal choices, as it should be. If your financial priority is your wedding, that's fine. As long as you don't bring yourself or your relations to the edge of bankruptcy for weddings, dowries, and other related expenses, then you should be able to throw the most rocking of parties. What are your sentiments regarding today's show? Share your views on our interactive fan page, Samantha's Bridal. Follow us on Twitter at sbridal_Kenya or log on to www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. Discussions are going on now.